Hello and welcome back to SML, the sit down. I'm Primetime 000 SML Commissioner, and now it's time to sit down with a kind of long hyped episode with Finz 1976. What's going on, Finz?
Not much. I'm trying to do my Bruce Arians for everyone there. Let me try that one more time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You look just like him. You look just like him. So Finz, welcome to the show. So I know when you joined the league, Meat stole my sit down idea for about one episode, and then it died. So now you're on the real show.
I'm excited, man. It's been a while. We've I've had to delay a lot because of work, so I'm glad we're able to get it done.
Yeah, and I've taken my share of delays as well. So let's start it off. Some of these questions you've probably answered on the Meat show, but nobody probably watched that. So how'd you come up? This might be obvious for some, but how'd you come up with your PSN?
So my last name is Finley, and growing up everyone called me Finz. So but by the time I got a PlayStation, Finz was already taken. So I went through about 25 different versions of Finz before I just ended up putting my birth year in there. So it's my nickname plus my birth year.
Yeah, probably not a whole lot of guys playing from 1976. So
no.
So when did you get into Madden? Obviously, you're kind of long in the tooth. So were you around for like Techno Bowl days, or were you when did you get into it?
So I was when I first started getting into PlayStation, I was an Xbox guy for a long time, and then when I got my PlayStation and I was at Madden, I was always a offline franchise guy. Never really got into online games until about 2005. When I had a buddy who I taught with was in a Madden league at PS3 Madden league. So that would have been, was that like Madden 04, Madden 05, something like that.
Yeah,
so I've been doing online franchises a long time. Like that was the league where I first met Woods in.
Oh,
so
really?
I started off as like a member, and then the commissioner retired, and I took that league over.
How'd you like being commissioner?
It was fine. Like I've done it a couple of times. I did it with that league, but that league didn't last much longer after. It was close to being dead when I took it over. And then I ran one with Mike and Coop, that RD and Matt and MIT and Grams, where all those guys were in it. And we had a really good team. Yeah, you call it that. But we thought we ran a pretty good league. Like, and it died because we didn't feel like running it anymore.
Yeah.
Like. And no one wanted to take it over, so we enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool, and it's kind of cool how when you get in these leagues, I don't know what year this league with Mike and them was in, but years ago it sounds like, and you guys still stay in touch, and I think that's one of the perks of obviously Madden leagues. I'm gonna ask you my next question here. How'd you find the SML? Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, so when we folded XFL, I went and played with a buddy of mine in another league, and Mike went to the SML, and he was talking about it a lot. And I've always been kind of a one league guy, so I was like, no, I'm not really into it. And then last Madden, right near the end, my league had folded. Like they shut it down for the year. And I still felt like playing. So I hit up Mike and asked him if there was any spots in Primer, and here we are.
The rest is history. No, that's awesome. And so let's say you're commissioner of the SML for a day. What's some of the things you do, or what's some of the changes you make?
I think I'd only make one. Allow us to run commit.
Okay.
I don't like, I've never heard it from you, but I hear that like and correct me if I'm wrong, but you feel like the AI doesn't work right when you run commit. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So, but like I would counter that with, like if the defensive call is, we're run committing, all of those defensive players in real life will absolutely crash the line and do everything like they would on a goal line anyway. So I feel like it puts us at a disadvantage, especially in rundowns, that we can't do that. So that's the only thing I would change.
So you're saying maybe add it in situationally or something, maybe at least inside goal line or something like that as a compromise, maybe.
Yeah, like even like fourth and inches, third and inches,
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean? Like even if it's just the smallest compromise, I think we'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something. I think run commits changed quite a bit since we wrote the rule book 6 years ago. So maybe that's something we look into. So you've played Bomber, myself, and Dan now. I think all within a few games. Do you notice any similarities between three of the AFC's best owners, or is there major differences, or how do those games play out to you?
Uh well, you're all way better at controlling sorry, you're all way better at not turning the ball over than I am.
Yeah.
And you're all better at decision making in real time. I think that's probably the best compliment I can give you guys. Like all three of you are really similar in the fact that you make adjustments in real time in games, whereas guys like me, I have my one read, maybe I have a second read on that play, but if you're covering it, I'm probably still going to throw it there anyway. Where you guys, it's so ingrained in your play style that, if A's gone, then you look at B's gone, like you actually treat it like a real life quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know if it's guys like me, like, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I don't know if it's just because I panic or, whatever, but I'm like looking, I'm like, I think I can fit it there, even though there's three guys around it. Like I think I can just lob it over the user, and it never works out that way. So, I think that just your ability to make on the fly changes is huge.
So yeah, okay, no, that's good. And you played Bomber, and he put up a lot of points in that game, and then afterward he puts up this tweet that says, "Well, that was easy," or something along those lines. How did you feel about that tweet?
I didn't feel anyway. I've come to know Bomber. Like, I mean, I can't say I know him well, but I have an idea of a sense of humor, right? So when I saw that, I was kind of, I kind of think, okay. So then I don't know if you saw my response to it. Like, I basically copied his tweet, and I was like, my tweet was, well, that wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And then I basically went along the same thing. So Bomber always likes to take his shots, and I don't ever think it's personal, and maybe it could be, I don't know, but I don't think it's personal. I actually thought it was funny.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't think of Bomber any differently after the "well, that was easy" tweet?
No, not at all.
Okay. Just making sure. Last chance. No. Okay. So that said, who's your biggest rival in the SML? Or let me word this differently, actually, because I wrote that down, but then somebody messaged me and they said, "Ask Finz, who would he love to beat in a boxing match and blow out in an SML game? It can't be you, though," meaning me, I guess.
Okay, so I love how the SML is obsessed with boxing matches. I think this is so funny.
Stupid.
It's so stupid, but it's great.
Yeah.
Who would I like to blow out? Okay, so is the boxing match and blowout the same person, or can it be two different
Let
people?
it be two different people. Let's let the chaos reign.
Okay, so boxing match. I would like to. Who would I like to punch in the face? You know what? I'm gonna do DW because he ripped on everybody.
Okay.
So I'm gonna beat up DW for the league. And he's such a nice guy. No, he's gonna hate me.
He's guy.
And for a blowout, I like to blow a Bomber.
Yeah.
Because he did it to me, so he get a taste of his own medicine.
There you go. No, that's good. That's good. Another. Okay, well, let me ask you. Yeah, here's another fan question. They say my fan question for Finz is I'm gonna do the PG version. Kiss one, marry one, and kill one. You have to kiss one, marry one, and kill one. Mike, Grams, and NYT.
Well, I'm gonna kiss Mike.
Okay.
Because he's I don't know why. He's smart.
Okay.
And I like intelligence. I'm gonna marry Grams for the money.
Yep.
And I'm gonna kill NYT because we don't like carnies.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good one. Um, what motivated you to join the AFC West?
So two reasons. One, I knew I was going to get my head kicked in regardless, so I figure I'd play. Want to play some of the better players in the hopes I learn something. And part of it was the big part of it was was RD being in there, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he had to leave. Hopefully, he comes back. And the Broncos were one of, like, you saw my very comprehensive list I sent you. The Broncos, the Broncos were high on that list. I think they were like 10 or 11 on that list. Yeah. So I really like their roster. So for me, the choices, the two realistic choices there were the Bengals and the Broncos at that point. And the way I had noticed in scrims how overpowered scrambling and throwing on the run and escape artists and all those things were for quarterbacks, I really didn't want to play Lamar twice year for 8 seasons. So I figured I would go and have a hopefully fun rivalry with you guys.
Yeah. And
take my lumps along the way.
Do you have any regrets?
No. So we've talked about how much I've been kind of annoyed with the game lately, and everyone seems to equate it with well, you should have expected it. You joined the should have been the toughest division in the league, right? But it has nothing to do with my record. Like those of the people that play with me know that I do my fair share of losing. It's the mechanics, and it's the the confidence and the momentum. I hate those aspects of Madden 22, but the losing isn't part of that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a personal question I wrote down. You told me that you're going to get one win over me. Are you standing by that? You still think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Any given Sunday. I said that on my very first and goal when they said, "Can you beat Prime?" And my answer was, "Any given Sunday, baby, of course."
Okay. What's your best SML moment so far, would you say?
Best SML moment. Probably going to be a little bit cheesy, but I think it was the call up. Like yeah. I was happy with my record last year. That team, Hova, you're a good dude, but the team building wasn't the greatest there. There were obviously some good pieces, but just wasn't fit to my play style. But that call up, I feel like I worked hard to get that call up, and even though I tried to tell you not to call me up, because I felt like there was a pecking order already. Yeah. I think it's the call up. It was a goal of mine I worked towards, and it felt great to actually accomplish that.
No, that's good. So I asked Dan this question, and I think this will be a staple on the sit down. So we all know like Marvel superheroes like Spider-Man, and they all have superpowers. And SML members tend to have their in-game or whatever non-in-game superpowers. If you could steal one SML superpower from an owner, whose power would it be?
Yes, Dan's answer was team building, I think, right? It was Bomber's ability to build a team. I feel like I'm okay at that. Like, I feel like I can build teams pretty well. So I would probably have to say Foz's passing ability, I think.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's so good at reading defenses and I know we have other good players. Like, you're a pretty good passer, and we have other good passers as well. But Foz, I think, is at the top of that list. So I'd like to be able to pass like him.
Okay, so another fan question: what's your favorite syrup?
This has got to be from Coop. If I do not like maple syrup. I don't really like sugary things. So, God, I don't even know if I have Hershey's or Nesquik or something.
Okay, now we're talking.
Make some chocolate milk. Yeah.
So here's one from another fan. For Finz. Now, a bunch of these questions from the fans are obviously going to be very cliche Canadian questions. For Finz, the worst coffee and pizza I've ever had in my life came from Canada. Is there anything Canada makes good, food or beverage?
Poutine for food.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what poutine is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it's French fries with gravy and cheese curds, and the gravy is really hot and it melts the cheese on it. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And drink, yeah, our beer is 1,000 times better than American beer.
Okay. If there was an SML NHL league, does he think he'd stand a better chance?
Yes.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. I think probably in NHL, like Klink, and I think there's a couple primer guys that play too, but Klink, or no, it was Chris and Kels. I think Chris and Kels was an NHL guy. Foz and Klink play. They'd probably beat me, but I don't know if anyone else would.
Okay. And this person says, which Madden player do you respect more in a cycle? Player A has a Super Bowl but missed playoffs a bunch, or player B usually wins division and always makes the playoffs, but they've never won a Super Bowl.
So I saw this on. I was catching up on my SML content today. I saw this on Between the Two Goalposts. I thought it was a good question. That's a tough one because, like anytime anyone wins a Sombardi, they get put in an elite company because only 7 or 8 people win that, or not even, right? Yeah. If we have repeat owners. I don't know. I think in our league, the overall perception, and I think I would probably agree, is that, if you're someone who constantly makes the playoffs but can't get over that hump, you're a disappointment.
Yeah.
Right? So I would probably have to go with the Sombardi winner.
Yeah, I think I would agree. If you make the playoffs too much and don't win a Super Bowl, things start getting said pretty quick. So,
right.
So no, that's good. I'm just going through here. I had a pretty hard hitting question. Do you want me to ask it? I was thinking about filtering this one out, but
no, bring it.
I'll go ahead and ask it. So here we go. I didn't write this, so so it says. So why did you slow down being active in streams after you got called up? Is it because your spot in SML is secured?
Wow. Okay. So I've heard this once or twice. I don't think I've slowed down at all. Like I'm watching at least 5 or 6 games a cycle. Sorry, not a cycle, an advance. I may not comment on all of them because half the time now I'm doing work like I'm marking or planning or whatever. But I'm watching all that. Like I watched 4 or 5 games last advance. So I'm still in them. I'm just not maybe as active in chat, but I'm still there.
Yeah. So you, I got one more question. Dan put it in chat. He said, who do you trust more to help you? I guess Dan to help you succeed or Prime to help you succeed?
If I had to choose one, I'd probably choose Dan. But I'm going to add this caveat that while you and I have this fake rivalry about you're starting it again, whatever. Yeah. I think you're a pretty genuine person too. So. But if I had to only pick one, it would be Dan. Okay.
All right. No offense taken, but that rivalry is now real, and there's nothing fake about it. So
excellent.
So Finz, we're nearing about 20 minutes here on the sit down. That's about where I like to cut it off. Do you have anything to say to the fans or open mic? I guess open mic moment for you.
So despite our vast struggles in Denver, and contemplating retirement multiple times, we're not going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul. Here for the long haul. With our 1 win so far, thanks Dunkface. It can only get better. We're hoping. This year I have a lot of picks in the draft, so provided I draft right, we should be looking at hopefully a turnaround for next season. And I'm looking forward to stealing 1 win from Dan and Prime over the course of the entire cycle.
All right, guys, there you go. That is Finz with some bold predictions. We'll see if they come true. I'm Prime Time. That is Finz. This is SML The Sit Down. Bruce Arians Jr., Bruce Arians Light, whatever you want to call him. Hey, thanks for coming on, brother, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.